Hey guys, Michael here from the Shameless Picture Show, and today I'm going to be discussing Robert Allen Author's The Last Man, which was recently released by my good friends over at Kino Lorber. In this film, Sidney Poitier plays a role that's a little different than what we're used to. He plays Jason Higgs, the leader of a black militant group in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. While Poitier was known for playing more patient and sometimes understanding characters, in The Lost Man, he plays someone far more intimidating and has a almost Robin Hood-like quality to his character. Jason plots a very dangerous payroll robbery, so he can use the money to help buy food and supplies for the families of incarcerated activists. While Poitier is calm and really fucking cool and steals every scene that he's in, unfortunately, The Lost Man is far from an underrated gem. While I wanted to like this movie more, I actually found myself quite uninterested through long stretches of the film. The action was quite engaging in this movie. However, the overly long runtime really cut down on the anxiety of these characters trying to escape the law. I often forgot these characters were even on the run because the movie doesn't keep the heat on these characters and they are just kind of hanging out sometimes. The Lost Man was shot by cinematographer Gerald Finnerman on color 35mm film, and it used Panavision anamorphic lenses and was framed theatrically at a 2.39:1 aspect ratio. Kino Lorber's Blu-ray is sourced from a 4K scan of the original 35mm camera negative. And I can't lie, the film looks shockingly good, especially for its age. Title sequences unfortunately don't look as good as the rest of the film, and that's due to the process in which title sequences were made back in the day, but I was really impressed by all the detail. The color palette looks really good in this movie and never really jumps off the screen. However, that is how the cinematographer shot it, so the disc recreates that quite accurately. The film looks best when it's outside using the rundown exteriors of 1960s Philadelphia. This Blu-ray sports a DTS HD Master Mono soundtrack, and it's very clear, especially the dialogue. While this movie does have a lot of lively sound effects like gunshots and cars and protests, the real standout is Quincy Jones's amazing score, which really elevates this movie to another level. The sole special feature on this disc is a commentary track by film historian Julie Kurgo and filmmaker Peter Handoff. Commentary is really interesting because the two work really hard to help contextualize the film, and throughout it they kind of refer to it as a lost film. And not because it's a movie that has never been seen before, but because it's not really a big part of Sidney Poitier's filmography. They also do a wonderful job of giving context for the time period the film is set. The 1960s were a time of radicalization and protest, and The Lost Man portrays that quite accurately, and honestly their commentary track is a really good listen. While The Lost Man might not be for everyone, I do think it's kind of an interesting curio, so if you're a fan of crime films or Sidney Poitier, I do give this movie a soft recommendation. If you guys like what I'm doing here, hit that subscribe button, and I'll talk to you next time.